Well, I'm Cedric. Nice to meet you. Would shake your hand, but get to that in a minute.
Oh, I'm Reslin.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Can I search what I assume is the captain for any sort of key and whatever else you might have on him?
Yes, you can.
Yeah,
Make
I'm gonna
make an investigation. Make an investigation.
All right.
So we're
Oh,
gonna
the orc
let,
captain.
One.
we're gonna let Artemis take this one. So let's see here. Let me take a look at my stuff here. So you see a ceremonial war banner, and the banner has a symbol of a burning tree on it. So you assume that this is the symbol of this particular tribe of orc. You also find 230 obsidian chips, and you presume that these are used as currency among the orcs. Obsidian is not necessarily worth a lot, but it's probably worth as much as copper pieces to you. And this leader was also wearing a hide armor made from yeti skin and yeti fur. So as you look around, all of you can see this next bit of information. Some of these orcs are wearing different types of hide armor. Some of them are made from yeti skin and fur. Some of them are made from boiled, stitched leather from horses and cows. And some of the armor is also made from plate mail, which you think has been from fallen humans or enemies that they've captured, because the armor has like holes and stab wounds in them, the plate mail. So it's almost as if they took the plate mail from people that they've killed. And you don't find much else on that particular orc.
Okay.
Can I
What
ritual
is
cast
Cedric?
detect
Like,
magic?
what's
So Cedric is a human druid, and he can tell you a little bit more about his appearance, and you can do the same with your character, Reslin.
Okay.
So Cedric, why don't you describe yourself a little bit?
So it's my picture. How? I forgot how tall I am. I'm not gonna look it up right now, especially because we're in snow. That kind of makes that confusing.
I will
But
be
he
right back.
has generally kind of a dark brown basic outfit with a dark blue cloak. He's rather pale. He has black hair. He has a bracer on his right arm and then a glove on his left. He has a staff. That's staff in the picture, so it's like a simple wood staff with a crystal on top. And he just has like a backpack on under his stuff. Generally really simple stuff, mainly just to keep the cold off. It's like blue eyes.
And Reslin, I assume you pretty much like you look like in your picture, except you're wearing more adventurer clothes. Your cape, you have a cape on top of your adventurer clothes. Your adventurer clothes are generally like fabric, a little bit of fur for the weather, and this and that. Now, I don't have to make you roll for this, but you do remember. I know I'm throwing you into a lot of backstory, because I gave you a little bit of backstory to kind of thrust you into the story. But you do know that you have been lost for about a day in these mountains. The person you were with was named Kolvar the elf. He was somebody who you were looking for a way out from your journey. I don't want to say too much to metagame. That's the situation you're in. You know that the orc that put the shackles on you is the one that died next to Nim, and you can see your pack in the distance. Your pack is somewhere over here near the orcs that Falminar slain as well. Your pack has many more items than what's on your character sheet.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn over after. I'm gonna take the banner. Wow, fuck. I'm gonna take the banner and turn over to Reslin. Say, Fling, which one of them shackled you?
The one that lays beside me.
That's right. So that'd be this one right here.
Then I will travel back over there and search him for shackles.
Okay, make an investigation, please.
While they do that, could I just ritual cast detect magic?
Yes, you can. Ritual cast, how long would that take?
It's 10 minutes, so like 10 minutes, 6 seconds.
So basically, like, yeah, that's going to take a bit. So I'll let you know when 10 minutes is up. So with a 16 search, you find a giant bat fang necklace on this orc as well. And you also find a simple key that looks like it would fit the shackles.
Okay. I will walk up to her. I'm sorry, I zoned out really bad some of the shackles. What else was there?
Just a bat fang necklace.
Okay.
Just a necklace
well.
made from a bat fang. Nothing special.
Hand it over.
See, you just fucking come up behind me and do that.
This is literally.
That's shit.
I mean,
fine.
you
I'm gonna
guys
heal
you guys
with
sense that
that
it's
thing necklace.
you guys sense that it's fairly worthless, but I mean it's a cool little trinket, you know,
Wear that.
regardless.
I'm going to come up to Reslin and I'm going to try to unshackle with the key.
It works perfectly, and the shackles are now undone. They're perfectly good shackles if you want to keep them. Or whoever
Yeah,
wants to
I will
put them in
keep
their inventory.
those, but I
Okay,
will
so
toss the banner down that pit where we
you
can.
got it. Done. Done.
Oh, I have a question that I just realized.
Go ahead.
I have
Yep.
2 scrolls in my inventory. I don't remember if I thought they were magical or whatnot, but they're in here. And they're not marked.
Do you remember where you found them, perchance?
It was near the creepy doll, I think.
Yes, I will tell you in just a moment what that was. That would be.
Because he's casting Detect Magic, so I figured this would be a good time to do that.
That is a good time to do that. Let me see. I don't know. I don't think they were in the same room with the creepy dolls. There were 2 scrolls that Lorian did get. Are you sure they weren't those?
Probably. No, somebody else. He got scrolls too.
Because I found 2 scrolls and I was looking at them. Because I rolled like a nat 1 on my Arcana check. I don't know what the fuck these are. I guess I'll keep them for writing paper. Just
No,
put 'em in my
actually, maybe. Well, let's see. I have a scroll of floating disc.
backpack. Maybe I did them too. I don't know.
I think you might have given them to Lorian. Lorian
Okay,
should
I
have
heard
2 to 3 scrolls on her, at least. If not her, then Cedric might have some of them.
Okay.
Might
I
have
know
been
I
might
have-
have gone to Cedric.
Yeah, I know I have some.
I think Cedric has those scrolls, and I think they're identified already. Yep.
Yeah, because
If
If you guys want to, if you guys want to distribute some of the loot, you guys can handle that in character. That's up to you guys.
A scroll of alarm and a scroll of endure element.
Sounds alright.
So yes, the shackles do come off. Archimus, you can put the key and the shackles in your inventory if you want to keep those. They're all yours.
I definitely will.
All right, your hands are now free. Reslin, do you want to point out your pack that you see in the distance there? It has many more of your items that were taken from you from the orcs.
Yeah.
Okay.
My pack is over there. I don't know what else to say.
Oh, your pack is over there. Well, perhaps you can go and pick your pack up, and take it since it's your
Oh.
pack.
I'm gonna. I need to take the arrow out of myself. Then perish. All right, let
Then
me hit my
perish.
nat 1 medicine that I've been waiting for. Fuck.
So Dissa,
not that one?
hang on. So Dissa, I think I gave you the permissions to move your token. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna click on it and
Okay.
drag it over there. So your token is this character here.
Oh, that
Your-
thing?
Yeah. So I know it's not the coolest token. I'll find you a better one if you don't like it. But in the meantime, we're gonna use that as a placeholder. So what I want you to do is I want you to get experience using Roll20. So click and drag your token here. So basically, that's going to be you walking over to pick up your pack. Very good.
Oh,
So in your pack, this is something that you should know that you have already, but I haven't told you this because you're kind of jumping into this. And I'm going to have you write this down. I can put it in general chat. I'm going to read this out loud for you. So you have 37 gold pieces, 1 fancy dress, 14 days of rations, a journal with quill and inkwell, a forgery kit, a disguise kit, a signet ring of imaginary duchess, 3 daggers, fake potions of various shapes and colors, light crossbow with 45 bolts, and a bottle of fine perfume. So I'm going to put that in the general chat here, and when you have the time, you can put that in your inventory. Those are back in your possession now. That's what the orcs took from you.
Where is my inventory again?
On your character sheet, it's going to be in the central bottom. Okay, who would like to do something next?
Well, I got a 5 ripping my thing out of self.
Archimus. I go and rush over to Archimus as he's gone. Ah! It is bleeding. I guess
I'm over here just trying to cast detect magic. Y'all are like ripping arrows out of your shoulders.
I'm carrying a kid ripping arrows out of myself.
Cedric, can you help?
I got this. This isn't but not bad.
Is he gonna die soon?
Mummy, is Elvis
Not
gonna
yet.
die?
Not
Mummy.
yet.
How long do I have left on
You
my
alright
thing?
there, bud? You doing?
Yeah.
A few more bits of RP, and then because at 10 minutes, a lot goes by in 10 minutes. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, well, because I'm just trying to figure out, like, if I had like a minute left, to be like, just give me a minute, just wait, don't take it out yet.
I'll let you know. I appreciate the reminder though.
Did I just like jab it in deeper, or did I manage to take it out?
I mean, that's what you're supposed to. Well, that's the way you're supposed to take out an arrow. You're supposed to
You are
take off the feathers and
taking-
push it all the way through.
I'm rolling 1d4. You take 4 damage, unfortunately. But it is out of you now. It is out of you. You take 4 damage. You take 4 damage.
Okay.
You
I like
alright?
press the corner of my cloak to the wound to try to stem the bleeding.
I'm gonna be a fucking dumbass, and you know how like you pat yourself to show that you're not hurt. I'm gonna pat my own. I'm not. Ah!
What if we cauterize it with a candle?
No, I have magic.
I got a. I'm gonna slowly
Okay.
pull a candle.
No.
I got a candle right here. We can do
I'm
it.
gonna
Do it right
cast
here.
Cure Wounds on myself if this conversation gets any worse.
Okay, go ahead, do that.
Okay.
What? How many spell
That's all my
slots?
HP. I
Okay,
have 2 more first level spells.
Cedric, your spell completes. Your spell completes.
Woo.
There's a bit of magic you sense. Now let me sort of spell it out because this is actually a little bit complex for me because you guys are carrying some magical shit. So there's magical stuff in Lorien's possession of various schools of magic. Falmanar is actually carrying something magical right now, and it is emanating a small aura of divination magic. Beatrice is emanating something with a little bit of divination magic.
I mean,
You sense, let me see who else we have here.
I got a sick ass hat.
I know you two had magic stuff because I gave both of you magic stuff.
The orcs, none of these bodies appear to be emanating any magic at all. Actually, there's something that you've never sensed before emanating from Callista Mayhem, the little girl.
I wonder what's going on over here. I'll keep an eye on, but I'm gonna be subtle about
There's no magic emanating from the captain.
it.
And
Is the divination and whatever the other thing was off of Lorien and Fowl new, or is it the same stuff as the previous items?
Lorien's got all kinds of crap.
when was the last
That's what-
time you cast?
You're
When was
thinking
the last
Beatrice.
time? When was the last time
Or-
you cast detect magic?
Last time I detected magic was at the last fight. So whenever that was.
And how long does that spell last? Remind me.
I think it lasts for like I want to say, let me check.
I also have a scroll clairvoyance, a ring of message, and that lyre that I picked up. I'm not sure if it's.
Oh, yeah, the liar.
Lasts up to 10 minutes.
Okay, so the divination you're detecting from Falmanar is fairly new because I think your spell wore out by the time he acquired that item.
So I'm gonna be like, hey, Val. First of all, you sure you're good? Do you want some heals or something?
I guess I could use some.
Sure.
Falmanar's
And,
gauntlets. I'm sorry, his gauntlets are also emanating magic as well, but you already know about that.
Enemies.
Yeah, I gave him those.
And
I
he's got some
continue to
magic.
fuss over Archimus and then cuddle him.
Is the
Okay,
necklace
I'll
magic?
take it.
Is the necklace magic?
So I will, first of all, cast Cure Wounds on you. Let me go over here and cast the spell. Up. There you go. 9 healing.
No, it's perfect because you're right up.
Cool. And also, did you pick up anything that you think of might have been magical recently?
Is this magic necklace? Necklace magic?
Yeah.
I'm getting some kind of, what was it, divination?
I have this. Pull out the. Yeah, pull that out.
Is that it?
That's what I.
Is that
yeah.
a real eye?
So Cedric, make a religion or history roll. You choose.
That's
Oh,
bad
boy.
fucking juju right there.
Yeah.
History or
Throw
religion?
Brandon down the pit.
I'm bad at both of these, so...
You choose. You
that
choose.
one.
You choose. Okay.
Uh.
You have no fucking clue what you're looking at.
What kind of magic stuff do I think it could do?
Divination, as I said. You can only know the school
Alright.
of magic from your spell, so you perceive it to be a divination aura, and it's faint.
I look over. What's up?
He's got a bad
it's a
juju
magic
necklace around his
and
neck.
I do not like the way it looks. It's some
Oh.
bad juju.
He's got that voodoo magic ritual.
Lorian, history or religion? You choose your roll and roll.
Yeah, you look at this. You're a lot better at that stuff.
So
Oh.
I think this was already established last time, but we will confirm it. Your character realizes, especially after going through the literature you found, that this is likely a relic from the cultists that has to do with Gonadar, because Gonadar often has to do with eyes, and it is a misshapen, amogalous beast of eyes and slime.
Take that shit off.
I was never wearing it to begin with.
Oh,
but,
okay. Yeah.
Here,
yeah.
do you want me to just put it with the rest of the magic things?
You magicians do what you need.
Okay.
All right.
Do you
so
want
then
it, or do you want me to hold on to it?
arcane. I'm gonna do Arcana roll. Do I know a way to like make sure this thing can't fuck us up?
Explode. Oh.
Yes, roll Arcana. Oh, 27, my lord!
Yeah, 20s. Oh.
Jesus.
Okay, so no one else can know, it's just you because you're the one making the roll, but essentially you think that this necklace it might serve more than one purpose. It might be used to activate certain things that the cultists use and some of their own magical triggerings, like the crystal, for example, activated the portal. This may activate things that the cultists use, for all you know, but also the divination aura that it's emanating really troubles you because you think that someone or something may be able to scry your happenings through it. It might be channeling information to someone else.
Can I see that for a moment?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, you do that. I'm gonna go look at some
Just
other
eats
stuff.
Eats it.
27 is an
So-
exceptional roll, by the way. Go ahead.
So yeah, this might be used to activate some cultist shit, but they can also watch us.
I don't quite like that.
We should
Yeet.
destroy it.
You
Hey,
do what you want with that. I'm gonna go.
That's
look
what
at
happened to the One Ring of Power. Then people found it later. God. Now they're gonna.
So where did you throw it, though? I need to know where you threw it.
I threw it down into the pit.
Very well. So erase it from your inventory file. Thank you.
Got you.
And what were the other two
Alright.
magic
We should
thingies?
have destroyed it.
You sensed
There's
some
one on Beatrice.
magic from no school that you're familiar with on
There's Beatrice and one on the.
Callista Mayhem, and
Yeah,
Beatrice has a divination aura coming from something that she has.
And is that? Because I mean, she's a divination wizard, so I'm just gonna assume that's normal. But it's like a different one.
Magic wouldn't just emanate from a person, regardless of their magic abilities.
Okay,
She
I'll
has
go
no
with
problem.
that.
She has no problem being forthright with you. The crystal ball that Lorian found in the tunnels and gave to
Doing a magic
Beatrice is basically a crystal ball that kind of helps channel her abilities and make them more potent. So it only helps her do more divination.
So I'm just like, yeah, just like go up, just like, hey, doing anything magic at the moment, or you get like a new magic thing or whatever.
Thing about destroying magical items is sometimes when you do that, they blow up.
Yeah, and it's really hard to do. They're really durable.
It's just my crystal ball. It helps me channel my
Okay,
energy
cool.
more effectively.
It's probably saw
And
earlier that
Lorian
whole
was
necklace
kind enough to
thing. I
give
don't
us
wanna.
Lorian,
don't
come here.
Yeah, you
Lorian,
don't have
come
to.
here. I need to speak. with
Yeah,
you.
yeah, sure. Okay, I go over to her. I'm like, I was talking about the amulet. You don't have to blow up her ball. I
No,
walk over.
we're
and-
fine.
I walk over and talk to her.
Listen to me.
Monster ball, okay?
I don't know how much further we're going to survive in these mountains, and I promised you that I would let you see whether or not what you've done is going to help Moon. Have a look.
Yes.
She closes her eyes and begins to speak incantations as she holds the crystal ball with two hands. And as you peer into the crystal ball, it becomes clearer and clearer, and you don't see the reflection of the snow in the mountains around you in the crystal ball, but you begin to see a warm fire emanating from a fireplace, and you see Starry holding her daughter Moon in her arms, and she is healthy again. She has color back in her face. She's smiling, she's laughing, and they're hugging each other, and Starry is with her husband Moon, and they are together at home. And what you have done is send her through the portal, and she was able to cure her daughter. And this is what Beatrice is showing you through her divination magic in her crystal ball that you gave her. So you've accomplished that. You've done a good job with that.
Tears
instantly
roll
get-
down
you-
my face.
You get inspiration, Lorian. Go ahead.
Yay! Thank you.
Hmm.
I think I might still have.
I long for the days when the family that loved me.
And I hug Beatrice and gently kiss her forehead and whisper thank you.
The blizzard is coming. We need to move now.
All right, let's go, sir. Lead the
Alright,
way.
onward.
I hand out food
No.
to people who don't have it,
No,
and
Olive, no one's eating,
oh okay.
because I'm gonna do a thing if I have it prepared.
Are you casting good berry?
I am.
Fuck yeah.
I got 10 berries. Everyone gets a berry. You eat the berry, you got food for a day.
And it heals
Nice.
too, doesn't it?
Yeah, you get a hit point.
Nice.
Somebody puts heal
Nim,
in it.
Nim hugs the
Yeah.
giant.
So, Curtis Steelback approaches Lorian, who he perceives as sort of the leader of the group, whether he's right or wrong. And he says, I've taken you past the orc horde. I've taken you up the ice wall. You have a map now, and we're at a crossroads. We're at a location where I can safely take these captives, the girl and the wizard. I can take them to Gryold. And if you wish, I can take this captain to the guard. But you have to
Just-
make your you have to make your decision now. Are we going? Am I going to take you through the terraces of quietude, or are we going to separate here? And am I going to take these people to Gryold? I leave that decision up to you, Lorian.
Can
I
we
look
kill
at-
the guard?
Lorian,
I
can
think
I
it-
make a suggestion?
Okay. You can make a suggestion. Sure.
We should not send the captain back with him because it goes from having a group of able-bodied people stop him to having 2 young women and a single dwarf.
That's why we kill the fucker. We murder him.
Kurdu, do you think you could actually control this man?
I don't
He was
know.
cowed. Yeah,
I don't trust that. We should keep him along with us.
I think that taking the captives to safety is good. But
I can do a damn good job avoiding the orcs, and I can navigate these mountains like the back of my hands. But I don't know what this man is capable of, even while he's gagged and bound.
Keeping him with
yeah.
us.
So don't worry
hold
about
on.
our captive. But if our 2 rescuees are willing, because we are all about freedom here, then I am all right with that.
At that word, the girl Callista Mayhem clings onto Artemis's leg.
I look
She-
to Artemis.
She doesn't understand the dangers of the mountain, you think, but you also know that she's liable to die if you bring her with you.
Artemis, she's not gonna make it if she comes with us.
It's okay. Just give me a minute. I'm gonna crouch down to the girl. Put my hands on her shoulders. Where are they going again? What's the name location?
So, you all know that to the immediate northeast, just at the base of the mountains, the closest civilization is Gryold, which is a dwarven-run settlement. It's a city. There's other races there as well, but it is a safe settlement, and it's the nearest place outside of the mountains. Also, I need to tell you much more information. So, on your journey, the giant spoke with Sandra quite a bit, and you learned a few things about the Terraces of Quietude. You learned that this is another one of the sects of monks, different sect of monks. You learned that the place is actually haunted with the spirits of the monks that used to live there, and they are at unrest. There's a
That sounds like where I came from. This is perfect.
there's a spirit that resides there from the Order of Whispers, which is another. There's 4 different sects of the monks, and he couldn't explain why there was a dispute between them. Something that has to do with protecting the world from a secret that these monks are meant to keep secret. And there was a dispute as to what to do with that secret and that power. And there was conflict between the different monks, and the Order of Whispers wiped out and killed everyone in the Terraces of Quietude, which are the Featherfoot monks. And there's an evil spirit that still remains there that has cursed that monastery and prevented all the other spirits from going to rest. And Sandro is the only one here who's able to face off against that one evil spirit and to put it at rest and to free all those souls. However, going through the terraces of quietude will drastically cut your journey short if you're able to find the way through the mountain instead of around it, which would be almost certain death, especially without a mountaineer.
Well,
So
it's like we're doing some ghost hunting.
Hang on, I got the perfect pick for this, right?
Okay, so
So now wait a minute. So have I paid Kurdu yet? And I was looking at the golden.
So Kurdu, on the journey as well, he also made very clear that he has grown really sentimental to all of you, and that the opportunity to save people who were slaves, to bring them to safety and to put to justice the slaver, would be an honor for him, and that he expects that if you are to survive through this journey and to meet him in Gryhold after your journey, then he knows that he did a journey well done, and that you were able to survive with his help, and then he would accept payment in Gryhold afterward. And if for some reason you don't make it through, he assumes that only death would prevent you from completing that deal with him. He's grown a deep respect for you all, and he expects you to pay him in Gryhold if you are to make it through.
Very well.
I'm gonna grab onto the tiefling girl's hands. I'm gonna say, with him, you'll be far safer than you'll be with me. When you go with him, I'll make my way back here eventually, and I'll come back for you as well. And I want to, because I have this new lyre, I want to grab my viol that's still in its case that I stole from a church, and I want to give it to her.
I mean, can't blame him.
I want you to hold on to this, and remember that's how I'll come back to get it.
So just to clarify, which instrument are you giving her?
Let's mute him.
Old viol that I've had since Artemis was a child.
I'll move him. Give me a second. Okay. I'm gonna move him. So Nim is actually getting sleepy in game as well.
Nim is doing this in game too.
So just to catch you up, Nim has contracted a really terrible terminal virus called the Rot, and we're trying to cure him and
I heard
everything.
about that.
So he's like vomiting all over the place and just bleeding from his nose and shit. Okay.
So, Steve, I have a question for the monastery stuff.
Well, before we get to Sandra, quick question. Archimus, is this the one that has the waterproof sealed case? I just need to know.
Yes, this is the one that I had since Artemis was a kid.
She begins to cry and hugs you and takes the instrument.
If it wasn't waterproof.
And she says, she asks if you will meet her in Gryhold. And she is asking you to promise that you will meet her in Gryhold.
Oh, of course, darling, I will. I'm gonna hug her back.
Okay. She takes the instrument and she promises she'll keep it safe.
Right, and we're taking the captain with us because we're not leaving those helpless people to deal with that. Fuck that.
They're not entirely helpless.
He's evil ghost bait.
Entirely helpless.
If there is ever a point where there's a monster trying to kill us and we can toss him to it, or if we need him for something else that he knows more than we do, I think that keeping him, at least for now, alive is the best choice.
But we're wasting resources with bringing him along with us.
We never said we gotta feed him.
We haven't been feeding him.
So
He's
he
starving.
Oh man,
do not.
I'm one berry short
will-
of feeding everyone.
Eventually,
Oh, bad
Oh
berry.
Oh
no!
man, looks like someone's not gonna get it. It's him. He didn't get the berry.
We're good people.
We're good people.
I'm neutral
That guy.
good, so
Well,
forgot.
I watched people's bodies get torn apart and knew that if that hadn't happened, their souls would have been torn apart and used to sacrifice to an evil god because of this motherfucker. And all of his justifications for, well, somebody else would have done it, doesn't make it okay. So I'm pretty much okay with him being removed from this world like the plague he is at any time.
All I have to go off of is the freaking trash you guys have told me, so I have the worst impression.
I'm gonna look at the giant and ask what his opinion is on all this.
Yeah.
Should we off this dude or nah?
You're gonna ask an evil giant.
Dude, let the giant fucking tombstone.
You call my fucking dad evil one more time and I'll hurt you.
Yo, this giant is super chill though,
Listen
like
here.
both literally and figuratively.
Yeah, for like being evil frost giant, he is real chill.
He's chill as hell. He's just like, hey,
See?
y'all can mess up some work. Cool.
Life comes and life goes. It doesn't matter if he dies now or later. Death comes for us all.
Well, that was a deep monk thing to say. Yeah.
Just leave him here to freeze.
No, that gives him a chance to get away. I wouldn't do that. I mean,
He's not going anywhere in
I
this
was
kind of
gonna-
environment without food.
I was thinking we'd just toss him back down into the pit, but you all didn't want to do that then. So
You want to have a vote? You want us to have a vote?
After all the torture that he's put multiple people through, I think it would be a good idea to give him a taste of his own medicine.
I vote Falmore tombstones and breaks his neck.
I vote Falinar tombstones and breaks his neck.
I vote Valimar tombstones if it breaks his neck.
I vote for that.
Oh god.
We could always just tie him to a tree.
No, I'm kind of like.
Am I really tombstoning this guy?
I'm down for that. I'm down for Falmar tombstoning him and breaking his neck.
Captain Rianth, you committed crimes against the related province of people.
Crime in her people.
What say you in your defense? Just
He's gagged.
Him.
He's gagged.
He
I'm
says
gonna-
nothing. Remove his.
I'm removing his gag.
Take a weight off his shoulders.
what do you say in your defense against the crimes you have committed humanity and other racidity?
The captain appears to be calm. He understands that he has little control over his fate at this point. And he merely says, I have researched these cultists, and I know that your journey is not done with them. They're there at the Belmare estate. Durinor Cromwell is there at the estate, and he is working with Gonadar, that which lurks. You will not stand a chance going to the Belmare estate blindly, up against a lesser deity, a god who's doing whatever he can to make waves in this world. And he is also working with Loth. Loth is another powerful god. You don't know what you're getting yourself into.
And you weren't willing to help us when I spoke to you. You helped make this happen. You.
You're racing toward this estate not for nothing more than gold. But you could save so many more lives. You could save so many more lives than I've ever risked. You have no idea what's at stake in Ivestad. Kurdu Steelback, you speak about being a slave there. You have no idea what they plan to do to the slaves there. You think that mining rocks for years is bad? Do you have any idea what these cultists and their human sacrifices are going to do to those hundreds and thousands of slaves? Do you know what that would do for their deity, silencing all those lives? You don't know what you're getting yourself into. Your brother is there.
Then we'll stop them there too.
You've kindled this fire, and I doubt you're gonna help put it out. That's all I'm saying.
Falminar?
Well, anything else you'd like to say before your imminent death?
Just like give this long ass speech. Just
Alright,
really
well,
goofy
time
ass
to die, sucker.
face. Just you're gonna fucking die.
You need to like Randy Orton KO this man now. It's like surprise.
Rip him in half.
It's
Rip 'em in-
more than just slaves and captives. They
Oh, yeah?
plan to change this entire plane of existence.
Well, that's
Well-
kind of fucking obvious.
Well, stop that too.
Really?
Yeah. I think that's about it.
All
Do
right,
what you,
all
do
right.
what you
do we-
will,
do
he
we-
says.
we-
Do what
we
you
put him
will.
down? Are we voting?
Time
I think
to...
we already voted.
All right. Falmanar, you wanna?
I'll do my thing. Do I need to roll for this, or do I just fucking do it?
You don't have to roll for it because he's actually submitting to it because
Just
he's
a
ready.
Minute. Just a
All
minute
right.
and a half of you choking.
Just as the axe starts to fall, I say, "Get fucked."
I'm gonna bludgeon this man over the head.
No, you like Skyrim decapitate him, where it's like, use a mace, but his head still flies off somehow. Because that's how that works.
Just fucking.
You sent this man to the Shadow Realm.
You sent this man to the freaking Shadow Realm.
I guess.
Yo, you hit him so hard you knocked all of his clothes off.
All of his pants are gone. All of
You
them.
knocked his
All
socks
his
off.
pants.
You knocked his socks off.
Literally knocked this man's.
Okay, we're
socks
gonna
off.
use it. We're gonna use a different one.
You blew his mind, literally.
Too late.
I don't even have a. I don't even have a token for that shit. I don't know why that pants.
He's gone. He's gone. That's
He's
all
gone.
we-
He gone. He gone. He gone.
He just
There we
got
go.
naked.
Why does that man look like he's like trying to sing at like a karaoke night?
Freddie Mercury wannabe dead in the snow.
All right.
Mama.
Blizzard is coming still.
All right.
The giant is completely unfazed by your doings and wants to push on.
Okay.
So-
So about the monastery, would you have described how it looks at all?
Yes, I will post another picture again. One moment.
Would it look similar to how mine was? Because mine was like, it looked like the fucking like the interior looked like the Paris catacombs, basically.
So the giant cannot speak on its interior. He doesn't go inside of it. But throughout your journey for a day and a half, he spoke to you very much. He told you that he protected it for his entire life, which is over 200 years. He protected it and worked with the humans, which is why he has more sympathy for you than most frost giants. He also explained how his kind is dying in these mountains. The orcs have gotten out of control with their population, and even though he's a formidable warrior against these orcs and his kind are formidable warriors, just being constantly overrun and a surprise attack at night has dwindled his own population of being a frost giant. And the monks here have been wiped out for about 50 years already, and like he said, the other sect of monks, the Order of the Whispers, has already cleaned them out, and there's still one evil spirit of the Order of Monks with a necromancy curse on the entire monastery, preventing those spirits from being at rest. And those spirits will guide you toward what you have to do in order to put that one monk down, and only a monk who's been initiated, such as yourself, can be the one to do that. And if you're able to do that, they will show you the way through the mountain. The spirits will show you the way before they go to rest.
Yeah.
But your journey is going to be fucking crazy.
All right, now, folks, when we get there, if there's a lot of bones, don't worry about it.
I'll be right back.
So you're actually already kind of like on the outskirts of it, and the frost giant has a small, humble encampment on the outsides. So you're actually looking at this picture now. You're seeing those are magically lit flames that are always lit. They perpetually are aflame, and his encampment just consists of like sort of a hide giant's tent and like a small fire to cook some meats, and he's willing to just chill out there. That's where he lives. So he's basically saying, is there anything else you need or ask of me before you enter?
Well, real quick, do I know what was this? Ice table mushrooms look.
I need you to roll a nature on that.
Fair.
You should ask the giant.
So even with the 16, this is something that you yourself have never come across or have heard of. It is completely exotic to you.
I also do not speak giant.
I also
you
need
ask
to
the
take
giant
I also need to
question?
take a leak in real life, so give me like 1 minute. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves about what you'd like to do. I'll be right back.
Mike off.
So, yeah.
I don't know if we just had like a bit of an alignment shift, but then again, that dude was super bad news. Then again, we might have just fucked ourselves. But
I
you
mean,
know.
him saying he's the only hope when he's the one who fucking started, kind of bullshit.
I was just
Yeah.
listening to that the entire time, and it was like something at like something you'd see on like Crit Roll or something. Like the music was very fitting.
There was music.
No, he was
just
listening to it himself.
music. I listened to it in
Yeah,
general.
Sandra's gonna give everybody a little talk about how it might look like a fucking graveyard in there, depending on how similar it looks to his monastery. Don't panic. It's not. It shouldn't be haunted. Actually, no, it is haunted. Fuck.
Should it be? Wait.
Well, at least you're giving us a heads up.
Because like I'm gonna find a picture here now since it's relevant.
So we're gonna ask you to ask the giant if he knows where there's any ice table mushrooms, because that's like the one thing that we don't have yet, right?
Yeah, we have everything except for that.
I'll be just right back as well.
But that picture on all the bones, that's what the prayer room looked like in his monastery.
Yeah, that's a bunch of no. I'm good.
Because the whole thing is ancestor worship, and then they basically put the bones of their ancestors into the monastery.
Well, they make like broth out of their.
No. They built. It's like a catacomb.
They take all the bones and they build it in, basically in storing their life energy into the monastery.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense.
That's why it's not like a horror thing. It's more of a.
It's like the
communal-
Skyrim kind of where it's like this is where you worship the people. And then this freaking dork necromancer came and it's like, look at all these bodies. This is perfect.
Yeah. Oh,
Mike on.
Yeah, I'm back. Thanks for the patience. Okay.
So yes, we ask Sandro to ask the giant if he knows the location of any ice table mushrooms, because this is the last thing we need for our cure.
I asked the giant if he knows the location of any ice table mushrooms, because this is the last thing we need for our cure.
Yeah.
They require the cold to grow, yet the harsh winds kill them. You are likely to find some within your little person's cave. You cannot miss them. They shift reality around them. You will need to ingest them. You will need to ingest them to pass through to the spirit world to finish your quest.
Alright.
Tell him that we said thank you so much for all of your help, and that we hope that his people will find a way through and survive and thrive in these lands.
They all say thank you, and they all hope you thrive.
An enemy of an orc is an enemy of mine. They have made my people suffer deeply. But there's one thing you must know. If that door to the monastery is open, others have been here recently. Others like yourselves. Only a human or a tiefling or a drow can open such a door. With your little things, your little picklocks, your little keys. They were not orcs, they were not wargs, they were not yeti, but something else must have opened that door. Others like yourselves, so beware.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna relay that information to everybody. And then, shall we head out? Shall we?
I bow my head solemnly to the giant and give him a friendly, like, goodbye raised hand and turn towards the monastery.
So Kurdu Steelback also gives you a firm handshake, and he promises that he will take the safest route, and he's an expert tracker. And originally he was supposed to check his actual traps for his creatures, but going through the cultist area kind of threw them off that path. So he promises to keep them safe. So he separates, the giant goes to his encampment outside, and you all enter the Terraces of Quietude.